Personal budgets. What is a personal budget? A personal budget for SEN is a notional amount of money identified to pay for the special educational provision specified in an Education, Health and Care Plan, EHCP. It can give choice and control over how part of the provision in an EHCP is delivered. It can include funds from education, health and social care. Parents or the young person must always be involved in planning the personal budget. Sometimes the local authority, school or college will look after the personal budget for the parents or young person. This is called an arrangement or a notional budget. Sometimes the parents or the young person may manage all or part of the personal budget themselves. The money to do this will come from a direct payment. Sometimes someone else will manage the personal budget for the parents or young person. This is called a third-party arrangement. Sometimes the parent or young person will have a mixture of some or all of these arrangements. Who can have a personal budget? If you are the parents of a child with an EHCP or a young person with an EHCP, you can request a personal budget either during the drafting of an EHCP or at a review once the plan has been issued. A young person with an EHCP can ask for their own personal budget after the end of the school year in which they become 16. There is a right to request a personal budget in education, but not a right to have a personal budget. You do not need to have an EHCP to get personal budgets for social and health care, but once you have an EHCP or one is being prepared, you can request budgets for all three areas of support. What can a personal budget be used for? Personal budgets can only be used to fund the support set out in an Education, Health and Care Plan, EHCP. This must be agreed by the local authority for education and care support and by the health authority for the health provision. The EHCP will then set out how a personal budget is going to deliver support and outcomes. While there is a degree of flexibility in how personal budgets can be used, you must be able to demonstrate that your child or young person's assessed needs would be met and that it contributes to the outcomes in the EHCP. A personal budget will use high needs funding, known as Element 3 funding. It can also include support that is managed by the school or college, but only if the head teacher or principal agree. But a personal budget for educational provision cannot cover payment for a place at a school or college. Some possible ways in which a personal budget could be used might include additional tuition in a particular area such as literacy or maths, only where the child is under 16. An iPad for a child or young person to support improving communication skills. Teaching assistant support hours in school. Therapies such as speech and language, occupational therapy or physiotherapy. Transport home to school. Continuing healthcare. Short breaks. Direct payments only to employ a personal assistant. Sometimes the local authority or the health authority may not agree to a personal budget. If the local authority refuses a personal budget for special educational provision, they must tell you why. You cannot appeal to the Special Educational Needs Disability Tribunal over this refusal, but you could use the disagreement resolution process. In Norfolk, this service is provided by KIDS. KIDS Send Mediation and Disagreement Resolution Service 0330 062 835. What is the difference between a personal budget and direct payments? A personal budget shows you what money there is for the provision specified in an EHCP and who provides it. The parent or young person does not actually manage the funds directly. With a direct payment, the parent or young person is given the money for some services and manages the funds themselves. The parent or young person is responsible for buying the service and paying for it. A personal budget can include a direct payment if it is agreed that this is the best way to manage part of the personal budget. Direct payments can be used for special educational provision in a school or college only if the school or college agree. It is also possible to have a third-party arrangement to manage a direct payment. How much will I get if I have direct payments? How much you will get depends on what has been set out in the EHCP, so it will vary from one person to another. If the local authority has agreed to make direct payment, it must be enough to pay for the service or services specified in the EHCP. Are there other kinds of personal budgets? Yes, some people have had personal budgets for health provision, a personal health budget, and for social care provision, e.g., fair access to short breaks. They may have managed some or all of the provision using a direct payment, but this is the first time that personal budgets have become available for SEN provision. How can we help? We can also give you more information about personal budgets, including direct payments, advice on whether a personal budget may be suitable and how you can apply for it, information and advice on local services, organisations and resources that may be able to help, information, advice and support on what you can do if you are unhappy with the local authority's decision on your personal budget. You can see Norfolk County Council's policy and personal budgets on Norfolk's local offer at www.norfolk.gov.uk/send. Contact us, Norfolk Send Partnership. Call us on 01603 704070. Text us on 0786 0033614. Email us at sendpartnership.iass@norfolk.gov.uk or visit our website www.norfolksendpartnership.iass.org.